Hello, let's start this beautiful 1973 Chrysler New Yorker Brougham. But before we do, we'll take a walk about the car. 73 is the final year of Chrysler's somewhat slab-sided fuselage body shell, which was introduced in 1969. The 73 has more revisions than the previous years, making the car appear somewhat heavier, a little blockier, a little chunkier, but a fuselage car nevertheless. In 73, Chrysler returned to a below grille bumper, and compare that to this 1971 New Yorker, which sports the loop bumper that wraps about the headlamps and the grille. The 73 model is also the largest New Yorker ever built, thanks to the somewhat preposterous front and rear bumper guards. They were Chrysler's really rather flippant response to the US government's new for 1973 5-mile-per-hour bumper protection legislation. And it seems that the Chrysler designers simply slapped on a couple of heavy rubber blocks at each end, in the knowledge that the additional 5 inches in overall length would barely be noticed on a car already the size of a whale. This particular car is a New Yorker Brougham, and the Brougham package builds upon the already upmarket New Yorker in the same way that the town car package built upon the already upmarket Lincoln Continental. Full width tail lamps housed in a loop bumper, so still has a loop bumper at the rear. The color of this car is a striking lime green, has a double pinstripe just below the belt line, and I want you to see this extraordinary floral motif within the molding just here. Stops at the front wheels and then continues all the way to the rear of the car. Attention to detail that we don't see in a modern automobile. The roof is covered in vinyl, typical of the era in which it was built. It's a dark forest green. And notice that the colors, although different, they complement one another because they're from the same palette. And I see this trick used on other vehicles in the 70s, such as this 1976 Oldsmobile 98 Regency. A champagne or cream body topped off by a tan or biscuit vinyl roof. Again, different colors, but colors that complement one another. Grab a flashlight. The engine is the Chrysler 440 cubic inch raised block V8. A lot of people think these had 383s, but they didn't. 383 was a Newport engine. You'll find the 440 and the New Yorker, the 300, and of course the Imperial. I don't believe this dual snorkel air filter is original. I think that's a change. Anyway, not too shabby for a car that has almost 82,000 miles. I bought this car from the state of Arizona. and I'm the third owner. I've traced the original owners who bought the car brand new in '73 straight off the showroom floor. I have letters from Mrs Poetz from 2007 and 2009. I believe I bought the car in 2005. It took me a couple of years to get around to contacting her. Well, she says they bought it straight off the showroom floor, so that means that they did not order the car. It must have been almost an impulse buy. But just look at that colour, that attention-grabbing colour. You couldn't miss it from 3 blocks away. So maybe that's why they bought it from the showroom floor without actually ordering one. Well, in her letters, she says that her husband, Mr Poetz, looked after this car. He babied the car, kept the dashboard and the seats covered with towels, and kept the car under a carport. They also had a 1967 Ford Falcon, which they used for their daily running about. They only used the Chrysler for long trips and for attending church on a Sunday. Well, as you already know about me, I would say that attending church is simply religious idiocy and a total waste of time, but I do appreciate that they looked after this car. Can you see the brocade fabric on the seats here? The seats are a combination of cloth and vinyl, and really the only shabbiness to this interior is a couple of splits in the driver's seat, but again it's commensurate with almost 82,000 miles. There are no cracks in the dash pad, the dashboard's perfect, a deeply dished triple spoke steering wheel. Again, the door panels are perfect, carpet's clean and unmarked, and she even has the original color-coded floor mats, front and rear. Well, alright, let's get about it and start her up. Did you hear that somewhat painful noise from the starter motor? It's because these Chryslers have a reduction gear starter motor to spin the engine extra fast. So that noise is normal for these vehicles. The engine runs so smoothly that the air filter is barely moving. This car has all the options that you'd expect for a car of its class: power steering, power brakes, power windows, power seat, power door locks. I love the car. Thank you for watching this video. 1973 Chrysler New Yorker Brougham.